Seniors are in for a big surprise. Seniors over the age of 64 can get a government-approved
activated polio vaccine, and I've heard a lot about COVID vaccines. COVID vaccine does not prevent transmission, which makes a lot of what was discussed here today, when you put it in that light, doesn't make much sense. And if it does reduce symptoms, it actually makes you more likely to transmit, because if you don't have as much symptoms.
I'm going to show you a video, right, that makes sense of all this, why it happened. I'm going to show you. Watch.
They're no longer going to give COVID vaccines to those who are in low-risk groups. That's not what the FDA said. Read it. What they said was that they're going to require proper clinical trials for those in low-risk groups, as they should. And I don't understand why there was so much talk about being opposed to this new FDA guidance. Why do we oppose gold standard science? Also, in all this discussion about deaths from COVID-19 vaccine, since we're going to rely on clinical trials, let's look at what happened in the clinical trial for the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. 21 people died who got the vaccine. 70 died in the placebo group. That's what happened in the clinical trial. And if we're going to then look at all-cause mortality, those match up pretty good. Okay, the FDA, when it came to getting 95% effective, remember that 8 people in the placebo group had symptoms, 162 in the vaccine group had symptoms, putting aside there were another 3,000 that weren't tested at symptoms.
All right, I'm gonna this video right here. I'm gonna show you
comparison to get their 95% figure. They should have done the same thing for deaths, but they didn't, because it doesn't fit their approach to get this product on the market. And so that Pfizer explained away all the deaths, even though there were probably almost twice as many deaths of COVID, of cardiac related. Also, you got to ask yourself, it's been 4 years. 4 years that they're telling us the COVID vaccine is safe. So if it's safe, why do they still need immunity? Why does the manufacturer of this product still need immunity? All you have to do is 2 things to not get sued, just like you do with drugs. 1, make it as safe as technologically possible, and 2, disclose the risks. And you can't sue for design defect claims, and you can't sue for failure to warn. Why don't they just lift the immunity, let them make it as safe?
They're saying this now, but they didn't want to say this like when it was happening. But I said the same thing they were saying back in 2020. Back in 2020, and I said that back in 2021, 22, and I said they're going to do the clinical trials in 2023.
Whatever reason, or they don't want to disclose the real risks.
Just I got it.
Three quick more?
No, I got it.
I got it. Okay.
Governor Green.
Okay, thank you for having me, Senator. A couple of things. I feel strongly about this. I feel strongly that vaccines save lives.
That's great. Like, I'll show you you're gonna be so surprised when I put this on video. Watch after this.
About being civil and kind to people who have disputed positions. Just so you know, one of the gentlemen who is on the panel today had their organization send out a hit piece on me back in my own home state. It was a very unusual thing as I came to testify in good faith, talking about my response, but also talking about the things that have nothing to do with COVID, talking about how I am as a governor. So there is an ugliness out there that we all are going to have to navigate. And I want to acknowledge that. I will tell you that I oversaw a public health mission, which resulted in a 90% vaccination rate, which is quite extraordinary for this circumstance. And for our state, which was a close system.
I didn't get it. I didn't get none of that. I didn't get no booster, nothing. I didn't get nothing, bro. Nothing.
Of data and paper and information, and it will be compelling. So hopefully that will be considered by those who have different opinions, and I will consider their different opinions. But I will tell you this: I will caution everyone that as we go down the rabbit hole of possibly moving away from vaccinations or vaccination programs, be very careful what you wish for, because as a physician who is still practicing, as a person who has spent many, many years practicing for the public health service, mind you, we will be in dire straits if we walk away from vaccinations and science. And the last thing I will tell you is I sat in, I believe it was this room, it was a similar room for sure, listening to the Secretary of Health and Human Services prior to his swearing in, talk about how he wouldn't even walk away from his professional life and his profits based on the work he's doing. And I'm not trying to demonize him, because as I've shared with you, I believe in some of the things that he supports. But when I hear
a lot of people need to clean their house out with bleach and some vinegar and pine salt. Especially your bathroom, bro. Fucking clean your house.
Going to try to influence you, walk away from your interests, walk away from your vested positions.
Yo, I'm gonna put out another video after this too, showing the ischemia, is that what it's called? They have advertisements like they have Mr. Nate Higgers like singing in the background going, ah, don't want real love. Ah, get your whatever medication for ischemia. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the gorilla face is in the background going, ah, like singing like I need some real love for a medication. That Lilly did that. Lilly pharmaceutical company did that
Tax. Don't support that
for
at all.
kids, bro. For kids,
But I also don't like being accused of
saying you got to go get it.
We're
And
trying
then
to restore
the thing they're talking about right now is why
in many cases.
the Pitney them.
I'm,
Why
I
it's
want
the reason like why everybody's having the ischemia is because the why the Pitney them the lower the little ones are having one like that because of what they're talking about because they did that like this person.
I know, as I said earlier, there's a lot of anticipation for this hearing. You know, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
But I also want to caution everybody. This is going to be a slog. This isn't going to be some one hearing or one piece of information or one study that, okay, this side proved they're right and the other side.
Shut your ass up.
To me,
yo, this same guy is going to be in my video. Watch. This same guy. Watch. Watch this.
That'd be my point, Governor. We haven't been able to ask these questions. Those who do are vilified. Their careers are destroyed.
He's in this video. You see the guys with the suits? You see the guy with the suits?
Because
watch this. Watch this.
Cartel.
Watch this.
It exists. Okay. I think it's undeniable. So, yeah, but we're the little people in this.
Why you gotta mess with little people?
So Florida probably just did the coolest thing I've seen any state do in a while. If you live in a Florida zip code and you're a resident.
Shut up.
Bullhorn, all that kind of stuff. These are the little people here. They're being crushed. They've been crushed by it.
Crushed.
But they've stood tall, and I appreciate that fact. But
But
being said, I'm not buying. You know, I don't just blindly say, okay, you said that, so that's what it is. I'm asking all of them. All of you, provide the science. Be willing to debate.
They did.
I'm hoping on my next hearing.
Next hearing.
Did this in my
after I get some steak and eggs.
Health officials.
After I go to Brazilian steakhouse.
Get the federal health officials from the Biden administration. They're the ones kind of responsible for a lot of that. Come forward. I'll give them an open. Equal access.
Yeah. Watch the same first video I'm about to show you is the same thing he's talking about. He's gonna go to the tropics and then you come back.
Engage in the scientific debate. They have been willing to do that in the past. They hid things, had to, not only FOIA, but then sue under FOIA to get the information. So there's a history here. There's a reality of what's happening.
Guys, I was in a court lawsuit that I pretty much won, but the judicial system, they missed some key things, and that's gonna make like them look so bad. It's crazy. Like it's really bad. Like my lawsuit that I did is probably one of the biggest things in the United States of America, and they missed it, and they did it on purpose too.
And they're still not acknowledged. They're still being gassed.
Orlando, Orange County.
So that's
watch, you'll see. And I was laughing the whole time. I predicted the whole entire. Like when I first started, I predicted the whole thing. That's why you see the same things in my lawsuit keep reoccurring.
No. I apologize. I apologize up front for not having a hearing earlier. But it takes time to get this information. And again, we only had a little bit, which allowed, Senator Blumenthal to pick apart the evidence. I to say we made the full case, I've got indication we can make a pretty full case over the next at least 2 years during this chairmanship. So that's what I'm dedicated to doing.
Bro, you can't box, bro.
There's going to be more to come. God bless all of you. By the way,
go to the tropics, bro. Go to the tropics,
the
guys.
record for this hearing remain open for 15 days
Mr.
until
Manley.
Thursday, June 5th, 2025 at 5 p.m. That's when you submit all these studies.
Go to the tropics, bro.
For the submission of statements
and then come back.
for the record, this hearing is adjourned. This hearing of the Permanent Subcommittee Investigations will come to order. I want to welcome everybody here. I appreciate your attendance in the audience. I certainly appreciate the time and effort that witnesses put into their testimony and their time coming here traveling and spending the afternoon with us. I would like to welcome Ranking Member for showing up to this, the first hearing of the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations in the 119th Congress. I look forward to working with all of you as we conduct oversight investigations to uncover and expose the truth. On issues.
Yeah, but you guys took it, guys. You guys took it. Yeah, you guys took that thing. That's what you guys took, bro. And you wanna like talk about Rail's weird. He's slow. Yeah. Shut up. So let's go look at that video, bro. Let's go look at that video. You're just you have to use your head, bro. Look at the video. Look who's talking. Look who's talking. Okay. Let's see if this has sound, and then I'll put sound. No. Okay, it doesn't have sound, so let me help you out.
Personally, I don't think she's got a chance. It's a strange thing, but history has shown she's working for a company that took working for a.
All right, let's play it. Is everything up? I want to make sure everybody hears it.
See, but personally, I don't think she's got a chance. It's a strange thing, but history has shown that at the end of the day, good will always prevail. There's been any number of evil fighters through the ages, and I'll admit they've had their moments, but sooner or later, their crimes find them out. Think about it. Hitler, Mussolini, Ceausescu, they all had their day, looked untouchable, but in the end, they all got fucked over. And it's gonna be the same for you creeps. It won't make diddly squat difference if you kill me, Ichihara, or whoever else. You get found out sooner or later. Remember, you're allowing the Americans to dump nuclear waste in Hokkaido. That shit doesn't just go away. When the locals start having chicks with two heads and their livestock glows in the dark, people start asking questions. The trail leads right up to your door. The day may not come for a year or two, but sooner or later your gonads are gonna be on your hands. Alright, spares that history back to Kentucky. You're starting to get boring. I realize you're just trying to play for time. And anyway, you're talking shit as usual. By the time anybody finds out anything about our little enterprise, Tagawa and I'll be safely aware of the topic that I have realize she's working for a couple of men. Politicians. You'll see. The person trail leads right up to your door. The day may not come for a year or two, but sooner or later your gonads are gonna be on your hands. Alright, spares that history back to Kentucky. You're starting to get boring. I realize you're just trying to play for time. And anyway, you're talking shit as usual. By the time anybody finds out anything about our little enterprise, Tagawa and I'll be safely aware of the topic that I have realize she's working for a couple of men, two good politicians.
You see? He said they're gonna be in a tropical island, and then the kids are gonna have the gonads are gonna be like the pitney them, all the pitney them. They're gonna have the gonads. You know what he said, the gonads. So that means why I walk on right now with the pitney them and the ischemia, right? And the Lilly pharmaceutical company making those videos talking about like the kid like take this medication for ischemia, the skin disease, right? And then they're playing and then gorilla faces in the background saying like this. Oh, this real love. Remember, I'll post that video. They're like, oh, love, someone to take my heart and real love. Oh, real love. I don't know how to sing, but that's what they were sounding like. But yeah, let's conclude this stream because that shit was funny. Because I'm gonna go eat some curry chicken and rice. I'm gonna eat some curry chicken and rice, bro. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what you're gonna do.